Okay, so everything that I'm going to share with you on this video never really been explained like this before. Well, it probably has, but I've never explained it like this before. And it's not theory, it's real world experience. So if you are tired of living like in fear, anxiety, addiction, or hopelessness, this might change the way that you see yourself and the world. So I'm going to break down why you may be feeling the way that you're feeling, or the way you think that you are the way that you are. And more importantly, how Ibogaine can speed up the process of rewiring all of these destructive patterns that are going on. Okay, now think of your brain as like a really complex supercomputer. All right, and your body runs the programs within that supercomputer, and the programs are downloaded into your subconscious. Okay, so parents, teachers, traumas, heartbreaks, they all become code, essentially, that are in the software running these programs. And that code is now the filter that you see life through and you experience life through. So if you grew up in scarcity, you'll still live in survival mode to a certain degree. If you were neglected as a child, you might feel unworthy of love into adulthood. If you were betrayed over and over again, you might replay that pattern in relationships. You might be, have abandonment issues, as they call it. And it's not your fault. It's not. It's the programming. It's the faulty programming that sticks with you. And what is the most profound thing is not all these beliefs are yours. So there's a study of epigenetics. Okay, fantastic subject, by the way, largely through the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton. In fact, what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description below this video so you can have a look, if you're so inclined, into the research itself. But trauma essentially can get passed down. So generational pain, addiction, fear, they travel down the bloodline genetically until someone actually breaks the cycle. You might have heard breaking generational curses. Well, that's what it means. So it's like your brain came preloaded with unwanted software that nobody has ever given you the manual to figure out how to work and how to operate. And these programs turn into behaviors. Behaviors turn into personality traits. And then your personality, which is essentially your inner world, creates your outer world, which is your reality, because your reality always reflects your inner world. So the same thoughts, the same choices, the same behaviors, the same emotions are like stuck on repeat, on replay. And that's why sometimes change can feel virtually impossible. And in some ways, you're chemically and spiritually addicted to your past. So, how do you break free from something like this that seems seemingly impossible? So step one is becoming consciously aware that that is what's going on. Be like a sentinel guarding the gates of your mind. Notice the thoughts, notice the emotions. Step outside it, be an observer, be a third party of what's going on. Step two is you modify that behavior. Now you make a different choice. You've always got a choice. Even if it feels really, really uncomfortable, you can choose how to react and how to respond. Respond is probably a better word. And this is the hardest because your body and your mind will fight to drag you back. So you've got to hold the line until the new wiring sticks. Now, this is where Ibogaine changes the game completely, all right? Because normally, rewiring of your brain in this way takes years and years of therapy, meditation, and the harsh truth is that most people give up. But what Ibogaine does is it compresses that process into a very, very short space of time, 24 to 48 hours. It resets the nervous system. It interrupts the loops between thought, emotion, and behavior, and essentially gives you a clean blank slate. The trauma, the relapse cycles, the grief, all gone essentially, and it gives you the chance to behave where your brain's not stuck on replay. That is the glorious gift, and it is a gift that Ibogaine will give you. Now, it doesn't do the work for you. I'm trying to get not run over here, but it does speed up the rewiring, so you're not constantly being dragged backwards. I mean, I'm not just spitting this out from, I'm not just regurgitating this. I've lived this myself. Years of addiction, chaos, broken relationships, repeating mistakes I was aware that I was making and I swore I'd never do again. I tried therapy. I tried rehab multiple times. But the faulty wiring, the embedded programming that I've been, generationally inherited, was embedded in me as a child, always snapped back until I began. And that's when the cycle stopped. That's when the cycle got broken. So the compulsions, the cravings, the panic attacks, the anxiety, it's like the volume got turned down from 11 to 1. And for the first time, I could actually do the work, make the changes, and they actually stuck, they actually took root. So the truth is, you're not broken, you're not weak, you're just running faulty software, faulty programming. A lot of it's inherited, but a lot of it built out of trauma and pain that you've experienced in your life. So if you want a different life, you've got to uninstall them. Yes, it can be done slowly with years and years of work, but Ibogaine accelerates this process by a factor of, 100%. Your future doesn't have to look like your past, and with the right reset, it won't. So it can be done, and I can help you. I can help guide you through the process. So if anything in this video has resonated with you, if you know somebody like this who could benefit from this information, or perhaps you are in the same situation yourself, reach out today. Like this video, not because of the algorithm or because I want to grow this channel. I do want to grow this channel because I want to help as many people as I can. But more importantly, I want you to be well. I don't want you to have to suffer the years and years and years of absolute hell that I have when I know there's another way that will help you, get back on track extremely, extremely quickly. So, again, if anything like this resonates with you, please get in touch. And again, none of this is medical advice. I am not a doctor. I am just somebody who has lived a very, very chaotic life. Tried everything to get myself sorted. Nothing worked apart from Ibogaine. And at this point, I've helped a lot of people to get their lives back on track too. If you would also like me to help you get your life back on track, then let's talk, let's get in touch.